What's up, folks? It is February 17th, 2024, and another video. Some more coding going on here. Today, we are looking at making a momentum strategy. So, I'm not really sure what I'm looking for with momentum, but we're going to try to come up with something that will be profitable. That's the goal today. A strategy every day. It's halfway through the month. Actually, there's a short month, so a little bit more than halfway. But yeah, let's do at least a strategy every day for the rest of the month. It could be simple, it could be complex, but just a strategy. So we're going to start with opening up the coding environment. I already have one opened up here. I don't know if I want to go through and use a show me first, just so we can see where it appears on the chart, or just go right into it. I don't want to mess around on my main chart though, which I'm doing here. So let's go over to a new chart, new workspace. Usually I'll open up what I call a mess desk. And that's a workspace where I'm just doing different coding and stuff like that. So I know, but Eric, it's 1:15 and you're just now having your coffee. Yeah, haven't had it in a while actually. Okay, this was on mess desk. Okay, I need to save this one as market overview. Bam, 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 bam. Put it here in the empty one then. I already have a strategy on here. That's because I was working on a strategy on ES for the 5-minute time frame. It was looking, this is one that I made last night, and even this morning I modified it a little bit more, so it did a little bit better. But so I was looking for a break here over the 9-period moving average, and then we have a high, that first lower high. So that's our pullback, and then we're going to enter on that next bar's high. Okay, I'm back. All right, let me take care of this business real quick. Doobie doobie doo. And today is Saturday, and I'm out here coding and stuff. Like I said, I code every single day, so you know, I'm just gonna take my time today. Wife and daughter are gone for the day, so if I'm on here and I'm just kind of hanging out, then I'm gonna do that too. So you can hang out with me, or you can keep it pushing. Motion detected at home front door. All right, so we got that taken care of. That's the first piece. The second piece is we're here. We're gonna get rid of everything on here for the most part. We don't need much of this, so I really got to check into my computer. It's running a little bit slow, but I know I have a lot of stuff on it, so I need to. And it's pretty much new computer. Okay, so one other thing that I want to do today is I want to make a script that does a show me, so that it puts these arrows on here like this, because there's a way that you can make the arrows show up. You have to use a language. You have to use a what is it? You have to use a font style, and you have to use a certain letter of that font style. So we'll go over that here just shortly. I saw it on one of the forum messages, and that looked pretty cool. So I do want to be able to make these arrows show up. So we'll come up with a script that does that. But in the meantime, we'll get these out of here. We're not doing much technical analysis as we're looking at the charts today. We are just looking to see where we can find momentum showing up. Now, how are we qualifying momentum? We're going to qualify momentum as strong movement, but it's got to be, the strong movement has to be qualified by something. So obviously it's going to be over the moving averages, at least the 9-period moving average. And then I wonder, does the 9-period moving average have to have a certain slope? Tell you what, I'm interested in looking at the slope of all the moving averages. So we're just going to plot the slope of all the moving averages over like a 5-bar period, and then just we're going to plot that as an indicator and see what that looks like. So when we get into areas of momentum, we'll see if there is a similarity in that. Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to look at, regardless of whether or not it is adds to our script. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to indicator. We'll go to a new indicator. This will be slope of moving averages. A lot of dinging going on over here. Let me see what's going on. Okay, got that. Oh boy, what did I do? There we go. Might have to hop on a call here in a second, but we will get it together. Sorry, today is real estate day as well. Real estate day and everything else. So, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Business never stops. All right, so on to it. On to it. All right, so first we were looking at an indicator that gives us a slope of the moving averages, multiple moving averages. So let's do plot one is going to be equal to linear regression, which is going to give us a slope, linear regression slope of what? First one we'll do is the 9-period moving average. We'll do it over, say, 5 bars, and then we'll close that out, and then we'll copy that, paste it, paste it, paste it. This will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. That's SA9, so we'll do SA15, SA25, single period moving average of the 200. Okay, we probably better make these different colors corresponding with the color of the actual indicator on the chart for the moving average. So the 9 is black at the time. I've had it different colors before. And then the 15 is yellow, and then the 25 is green, and then the 200 is red. Okay, verify that, no problems. Come over here, do our little hotkey shortcut, and then we're going to add that as an indicator. That is the, what's that, slope of moving averages. So that'll show up at the bottom at a subgraph. Give it some time. Everybody wants this thing we call time. All right. So again, when we're looking at the momentum, we're trying to find out what these moving averages, what the slope of the moving averages look like relative to each other. So that's what we have down here. You see that the slope of the 200-period moving average is relatively flat. I don't think it's necessarily that it's so flat, is that all these other ones are really wild and they are suppressing the scaling of the 200-period moving average. So when we have this move up, we're looking in this block of time here. What are these? What's happening to the slope of these other moving averages? That's what we're seeking to find out. Put on my papers here. All right. Black is under. Up here, the black is under. Black, yellow. Tell you what, let's zoom in on this situation. So here we have the black, yellow, green, and down here we have black just cross, and the yellow, and the green. Black cross the yellow. Okay. Here the black cross the yellow. Okay. crossed up. Here the black crossed the yellow. Here the black crossed the yellow. Okay. The green is above. Black cross the yellow, green is above. Black cross the yellow, green is above. But it's below the 200. Black cross the yellow, green is below. Black cross the yellow, green is above. It's above the 200. All right, so let's go over one more. Here, everything is under the 200 slope, but the black crossed the yellow. When the black crossed the yellow, okay, up here, when the black crossed the yellow, it actually took a nosedive. It went down, it didn't go up. So here, the black is crossing up over the yellow. Green is right there in the same vicinity. Here, they're all twisted together. They're below. Here, they're all twisted together, but they're below. When I'm saying twisted together, I'm looking at this area down here and say that they're all kind of coming together. They're intersecting. Here, they're not intersecting as much, but there is somewhat overlap there. There's overlap here, and then there's overlap here. So, can we find out something about this overlap where they're crossing that? Anything relative there? Let's see. So it's crossing here, and then we get a huge blue bar. Okay, so it crosses here. They all cross here, and then we get a huge blue bar. Moves up. Okay, they cross here. A blue bar had just happened, and it moves up. They cross here. There was a large blue bar, but the blue bar did not overtake the bars before it. See here, the blue bar overtook the bars before it. Here it overtook the bars before it. Here it did not overtake these bars before it. There's some crossing here. There's not an immediate blue bar before or after that overtakes the bars prior to. So let's work on a script that just talks about that condition where we have a bar, a large blue bar that overtakes some number of values before it. Large bullish candle that has a low that's higher than the low before it, and the height of the candle is higher than bars before it. I'm thinking I'm looking for something like this large drop here. When we get a large drop here, now we're identifying this bar here. Once we identify this bar here, now any bars between this bar and this bar, we'll look at the highs of them, and this large bullish bar has to come higher than the highs of anything in between. So you got, it might not work every time, but I'm seeing something there. See these long candles? These long candles here, those long candles are then followed by these long bullish candles at some point, right? But now the difference is that you have smaller bars within here, you have smaller bars within here, you have smaller bars within here. These large bars here overtake. This high overtakes the high of these bars. This high overtakes the high of these bars. This high does not overtake the high of these bars, so you wouldn't want to take that one. Okay. And also, all these bars happen to fall within an area where these moving averages are crossing. The slope of the moving averages is crossing. So we're going to go back and look at that. But first, we're going to try to find some criteria that will identify first this bar and then this bar. So let's go and... We're not going to work on the strategy right now. We're just going to work on the indicator. So we'll go back and do a show me. And this will be like a We're going to call it a reversal because essentially that's what it is. Reversal, 5-minute, yes. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify one of these large red candles. And then we don't need all these to be lit up. So after the large red candle fires, then, because we don't need all these to be lit up, we're going to make some new indicators. We're going to just squash all this stuff because it works well for when I'm doing swings and when I'm doing a bunch of stuff, but I don't need it all the time. So we're going to make some new variables. We're going to call one red candle, and then this will be true false. So we'll start off as true, and then we're going to say if bear, and let's see, we're just going to go with a length here, and the length from the high to the low is high is 52.25, low is 36.25. That's a difference of 16 or so. So we're going to say 16. If bear and range is greater than, we'll say greater than 13, then red candle equals true. We'll start this off at false. Okay. All right. Let's just see what this looks like if we were to plot this. We'll say if red C, then plot 1 low. That we're going to make this black just so it stands out. Nope. We're going to make it green. We already have something black on there, which I need to get rid of that. Green, my friends. Reversal. Show me reversal. Show me the reversal. All right. Show me reversal 5-minute. Yes. Come on. Really running slow. Okay, so all these lit up, and like I said, the problem is that we started this off with the red candle being false, but when we turned it on, when we found that we did have a bear that's larger than 13 and we turned it on, now it stays on until you turn it back off. Again, it's not like a door with a it's not like a hinge door with a spring on it that snaps shut every time you open the door. It's a door that just opens, and if you leave it open, it stays open, right? So we need to say then that if it's a bear, then red C is going to be true, else it's going to be false. Okay. All right, so now we only get these couple to show up, right? Boom, boom, boom. We get those couple to show up. That one didn't show up. We do want that one to show up, so we need to make this maybe, I don't know, 10. Still didn't show up? What's the length on that bad boy? Let's make it an 8. Okay. Let's see what the length is from the high with 46 to the low of 44. No. High of 44, low of 36. Okay, there we go. So that's 4, That's roughly 8, a little bit shy of 8. So 7 ought to catch it. But we also caught this one too. I see that this guy here, open, is below the 9-period moving average. This guy here, the open, is below the 9-period moving average. This guy here, the open, is below the 9-period moving average. This guy here, it's close to the 9-period moving average. I mean, I think that's going to be over top of it. This guy here is definitely above the open, above the 9-period moving average. So we can say that it's got to be below the 9-period moving average with some margin. So first of all, we'll just say that the open is less than SA9. The open times, so give it an extra 2%. Open 2% can be large on a ticker that costs $17,000 or whatever. So we'll do open plus range times 1.02. So this will give us another 2% on the range, and it's got to be less than. That's got to be. That's got to be less than the 9. Less than the 9? The 9 has to be less than it. All right. It still gave us this, so that's not quite right. Either that or 2% is not about right. 2% of the range. Open plus the range. Oh, not plus the range. Let's open plus just 2%, not 100%. Did I get I need the decimal. Okay. Open plus the range times 2% is greater than 9. We're going to do the 9 plus range times 0.02. So we're adding 2% of the range to the value of the 9, and we're saying that the open has to be less than that. There we go. All right. Well, if I'm having this much trouble here at the beginning, then the rest of it is going to be, kind of tough. All right. So here we go. We got that, and that. All right. We also got these guys here, but that's okay. We did say we want to kind of identify this, but how we're identifying that is showing us where we have a potential problem. All right, so now that we have our red C, we've got our red C. So now after we have our red C's, after we have our red candle, now we want to, we're going to count the number of bars. So if red C, then count, we're going to count the, we'll call it a flag. We're going to count flag plus equal to 1. So we're going to count the number of bars here. So that'll be the first bar, second bar, third bar, fourth bar. So we're going to count the flag. And we need to be sure that we make the count flag equal to 0 at some point. Count flag equals 0. Now I need to not put a semicolon here, because if I put a semicolon and then I verify it, then well, I hadn't declared it. The 0. We're going to start off at 0. Now if I declare this, then it'll come out fine, but then I may have set that as 0 in the wrong place. So I'm going to leave the semicolon off of there, declare it, and then it'll give me an error. Now that I have an error, I'll know that I need to come back and make sure that I put this, reset this count in the right place. But for right now, I know it needs to be reset. I'm just not sure where it needs to be put in the logic, in the algorithm, so in the order. All right, so but I know that if red C is equal to is true, then we're going to start the count flag. And once we start the counting of the flag, then it'll just continue to count every time. So also I need to count flag is normally going to start at 0. So once it becomes 1, now when it comes back around, if it's greater than or equal to 1, I want to add 1 to it every time. So if count flag is greater than or equal to 1, then, because when it starts off, it's going to be 0. So we don't want to add, we don't want to start counting the flags if we haven't yet found a candle. So we have to wait till we have an actual red candle before we start counting. And once we start counting, we want to count every bar. So if count flag is greater than or equal to 1, then count flag, we're going to count on every bar. Count flag plus equal to 1. All right. And again, we're resetting it down here. All right. So in count flag, counting the flag number of bars is going to tell us how many bars back we need to look to make sure that this crosses the high. All right. So now that we have the red candle, now that we're counting the flag, we're counting how many we need to look at for the highest. We're going to say, now we're looking for the bullish candle. So it doesn't have to be, this is the tricky part here. So the bullish candle doesn't have to be as long as this bearish candle, and it won't be, right? But it needs to be long enough. It can't be one of these short ones. It could be one of these short ones. It could be like this length, because obviously that worked. And then this candle did overtake these two lows. So, and then this was actually the bottom when it moved up. So that could work. But I think I'm looking for a candle like this long. So we'll at least start off and we'll say, let's see what the length of this one between the high and the low is 30, it's about 7. The length of this one right here is about 5. The length of this one is 8. So let's just go with being over 6. So we're gonna look for a bull candle. So blue candle is gonna start off being equal to false. All right, so if bull candle and range is greater than 6, then blue candle equals true, else blue candle equals false. Okay. So now at this point when we found a blue candle, we're going to then look back to see how many numbers we have here. And then we're going to say, hey, if the high here, out of all of these candles, if the highest of the high is equal to this blue candle's high, then we get our entry. Okay, so if our count flag is greater than 1 and blue candle equals true, then we want to say if highest of what? The high of how many, count flag. That number, that's going to be a number, that's going to be a calculation. If that's equal to the high of the current bar, which is that blue candle, then we'll say entry met. Entry met is going to be a true false. It's going to start off as false. Okay, then entry met equals true. I'm gonna try something here in a minute. Entry met. Yeah, I'm gonna try something here in a minute. Okay. All right. Now, if entry met, then we can go ahead and reset. Well, the red candle will already be taken care of. We can go ahead and restart the count on the flag. And so count flag equals 0. So now we've reset the count, so we can get rid of this. We know we've taken care of that. And we're going to end this. Okay, and then we will. So we've reset the count on the flag. Excuse me. We can go ahead and plot our plot. So plot at the low, we're going to plot a blue. I think we're doing black before. We're going to do a blue one. Okay, and then we can entry met. We can make sure that we turn it to false, so we can get ready for the next setup if there is another setup. Entry met. Oh, I do have to put equals true, else entry met equals false. Plot 1. Oh, we could have kept that. That's just plotting the beginning bar. Now we're plotting the end bar. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this range here did work because this is a long candle. So this technically worked, and it actually worked for the script, but I was looking for this one. So I'm looking for the body to be longer. So this is our entry signal. This is our, I don't know how we call it, entry signal, and then signal bar and entry bar. That's how Al Brooks says it. One is just a signal, it's like, hey, pay attention. The next one is the entry bar, like confirmation. Okay, so this is our signal bar and there's our entry bar. Signal bar, entry bar. But technically, I was looking for this to be the signal bar and this to be the entry bar. Signal bar, entry bar. Signal bar. No. This is the signal bar, and this would be the entry bar. I wonder if when we got this, did the count start all over? It must have, and I don't know why this fired up. Oh, it fired up because this was a signal bar, and then you had 0 bars in between this bar and this bar, so this bar was the highest of its own bar. So, but this is not a good bar. So we'll say that this signal bar not only has this entry bar, not only has to be greater, the high has to be greater than the 3 or the flag before it, but it also at least has to be greater than the 1 before it. So then we don't get these kind of erroneous ones here. Because at least if it's going to be greater than the flag, then it's definitely got to be greater than at least 1. Or we could say But we said that if flag is greater than 1, it was greater than 1 because at this point, this was the number 1, and then this was the number 2. So we say that the flag has got to be greater than the number 2, and that would go away. What? This didn't go away. Count flag did not go away here. Yeah. I think what happened was that the flag never got reset. Wait a minute. There's a couple things here. So if the red C is equal to, we don't want to start count flag at adding 1 to it. That would be fine because we reset it here at 0 when we get a blue. And we only start it back up again when we get here. But we want it to become 1 when we get here, not add 1 to it. That's one thing. Yeah, and that took care of it. That took care of it. All right, very good. Very good. So for that day there, we would have got 3 good entries. Did we get any entries on any other days? Yes, we did. 1 there. We got entries. I don't know that they were good, though. Got an entry here. That's exactly what we're describing. However, these bars are not like terribly long. And then we got an entry. This shouldn't be firing because this quote-unquote flag that should appear somewhere here got way above the height of the signal bar. This is the signal bar. This is supposed to be the flag. Now we have a move up. The flag overtook the signal bar. So this should be it should be turned off. So if we get that red candle, then we need to turn off red candle if the high passes the high of the red candle. So red candle and count flag equals 1. If bull in range greater than 6, then blue candle. If count flag is greater than 2, okay, in between this, so once we get the count flag starting, if we get a candle with a high greater than the high of this candle, then we got to turn it off. So we need to identify the high of this candle, and we need to hold that variable. So if red C, then we're going to begin. We're going to do a couple things. We're going to count the flag as equal to 1. We're going to say, we're also going to assign red candle high equals the high of that candle. And then we'll end that. And we got to add here red candle high. It's going to be a value, whatever value it is. Okay, and now we're going to say in between this space, we're going to say, yeah, we got that red candle high, but also if, and because we're counting the flags as well, so on the subsequent iterations, when it comes back around, even though we're adding 1 to the flag, and that's fine, but we're going to say if the high is greater than red candle high, then count flag equals 0. And we have to put that after this because this is where we're counting the number of candles in the flag. And we have to turn, we'll go ahead and count that extra candle that just came newly on the screen. But now before we get down here and start doing anything with that new count, we're going to turn that count off if the high happens to breach this high. Now if we did that first, then we'd still be adding to this flag. We'll still be adding to the counts. So we hit that and see that got rid of this guy over here. That got rid of that guy. All right, good deal. I got rid of both of them actually. Let's see, make sure we still have our initial ones. Yeah, we do. Because those are all good. All three of those are good. All right, we have that one down there, which is not great. And again, we have another type situation, which this is not ideal. I'm okay with this one because this one looks about right. This one obviously led to a good move. This one here, I'm not as okay with. This is coming down, 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 down. I think that's a problem. I think we're going into some type of descending channel, and I mean, that's fine because you can break out of that channel, but when you break out of that channel, you were so protracted here that there's bound to be some other type of trend line, some other hard drop down that you have to be looking out for, because this flag is not great. And I'm surprised that this is the, why is this another script? Why is that candle the one that's green? If anything, this should be the candle, the one that's green because of the length of it. Because our green candles say that it needs to be the open of the candle needs to be less than 2% above the 9-period moving average. It needs to be less than that. All these definitely fall under that. It needs to be a bearish candle. It needs to have a range greater than the range of 7. Oh. No, not greater than the range of 7. It needs to have a range greater than 7. And you know what? I probably need to make this as body, right? Because even though this looks really long here and these look short, when we're looking on the other screen, 7 looked really long. 7 looked like a long bar. But this is here must be longer than 7. It just looks small because all these bars must be really long. I'm presuming the scale, right? Yeah, so the high is 990 and the low is 980. So this is a 10-bar range. So let's first of all, we need to make this, the range needs to be instead of the range, it needs to be the body. So it needs to be the body of the candle, not the range. We probably need to make some other logic that it doesn't have a lot of wicks either. That's indecision. We definitely want to have a long, solid move that indicates that bears took over, and then we want to have that flag, and then we want to see that bulls took over. So we don't want to come down and start seeing indecision. That means that we don't know who's going to take over, but it's easier to tell if there's a true takeover when it comes down and it just kind of drifts sideways into some type of flag, and then we have a solid bull move. So first, let's go in here and we'll just make this not the range, but we'll make this the body of the candle, and then that should get rid of that one. But let's see what else we got. All right. See, I don't have these 3 anymore. This guy came back. I thought we had got rid of that one. This guy disappeared. The range of this one is the open to the close, so the body instead of the range is 4 and 8. No, open to close 44 and 37 is 4, 7. So, and again, 10 here looks really different than 10 on that other page because of that super long bar, though. Mess with the scaling. So we might have to do something in relation to the range. I tell you what. First, let's do ESD instead of ES. Let's do ESD. So we're not using the after hours bars. The after hours bars can get really teeny tiny, and that can mess with your your script in terms of volatility and range and everything like that. All right. ESD at es.d. I think it's at es.d. Okay. So when we did that, we're just gonna we're gonna relate it to the range instead of setting a finite number. There's other ways that we can account for that later, but right now we'll just do that the body has got to be greater than range 7. We'll just say that range 7, I don't know, times 1.5, 1.5 times the average number of bars. Okay, good. So we got this one, we got this one back. All right, we got this one. We did not get this to fire. It shouldn't fire. We still got this one. We should not get this one based on this criteria. So we did a thing where I think we already accounted for that. If the high of any one of the bars gets over the red candle bar, then we want to ixnay it. We also probably need to do something to where we say, I was going to say if the low gets below it, then we ixnay it, but that would pretty much get rid of everything. That would get rid of this. That would get rid of these. That would get rid of this. But this clearly dropped below and somehow invalidated this flag. So how do we qualify that we've invalidated the flag? That's what we got to come up with now. How do we identify that we've invalidated the flag? Well, I see one thing on here that would get rid of that. I'm looking at this volume coming down here, that we have these bull candles with larger range, but also has volume larger than the 50-period moving average, as well as the 6-period moving average of the volume. So the volume is starting to get momentum again to the downside. So it broke below the low, and we have a large range bar, and the volume is greater. So we're going to say if we get any of that, then we need to scratch it as well. So we need to get some organization here. Invalidated flag. We need to say if bear and range greater than range 7, and say body greater than range 7. That means it's more solid than it is wicks. And body is greater than the average range of 7. And so now we also need to make sure that we find the low value of these flags. Or we can just say the low of the count. So we can count back through all these bars instead of just the low of this red candle. We can look at the low of all these. And if it has the lowest low of all these, then that's a problem. We'll do that. So we'll use count flag, and the lowest of count flag, so the lowest low of the count flag equals the low of that bar that you're at. Then we gotta reset everything. So then count flag equals 0. Then count flag equals 0. What else is invalidated? Red C is, the red candle is already turned back to false, so that's fine. And we want to put that flag, we want to put this flag being 0 before we get down to here, because when we get down to here, now we're using that information to find our blue candle. So I think that's fine. I think that's as much as we need to do with that. We'll verify that. Come back. Oh no. What do we get? Oh, didn't do a semicolon. Okay. All right, then come back here. Okay, good. So we lost that, but we also lost these. We shouldn't have lost that. That is a bear. Well, it's larger than range 7. It is. And the low is lower. It is. Oh, the volume has to be larger also. And ticks, which means volume, is greater than V6, which is a 6-period moving average of the volume. So, and, all right, so now, what? We didn't get it back. All right, so if it's a bear and the body is greater than the range of 7, and the ticks, which is volume, is greater than 6-period moving average of the volume, and the lowest low of the flag is equal to the low of the bar that you're looking at, then we're going to make count flag equal to 0. So we're going to turn it off. That should be good. We take that one out, get that back. So we must be asking for something a little bit wrong. If red C, if bull in range 6, if it's a bear and the body is greater than range 7, and the ticks is greater than V6, well, tell you what we can do. Instead of assigning this being equal to 0 right now, because that would turn this off, let's see where this happens, because this does not qualify. Or you know what? I think we got the red candle turned on here, and I think on this same iteration, on this same candle, lower down, we're going ahead and turning it right back off, because all these criteria are met for this candle also. We just need to say that we don't want to have one of these show up after or within the flag. But because we have it set right here before we get down here, so we need to say that if count is greater than, so once we get this candle, we're starting the count. We're starting the count flag. It equals 1 at that point. So we need to say that the count flag has to at least be equal to 2. It's got to at least be that second one. So we need to add that. So count flag greater than or equal to 2. And this is why I love coding, man, because it's just logic. I mean, you just program it. You just program it. That's it, man. That is it. And sometimes it's harder than others. All right, good. So we got that one. We got that one. We lost that. We lost that. Why? We lost that because this is a signal bar and we have this flag here, but these candles broke below this flag with a longer range bar with higher volume, and it broke below the lowest. All right, so good. So we got those two. Let's see if we got anything else that is wrong, or I mean, wildly wrong, obviously wrong. All right, that one does not look great at all. Let me see what else is in here. Yeah, that one. Well, that's it. That's at the end of the day. So we typically do our scripts. So I typically do my script so it doesn't count the ones at the end of the day. Oh man, that's a good one there. Gosh, isn't that good? That's a good one there. That's a decent one with a decent stop. That's a decent one. I don't like how many times it was stop hunted though. One time in there, and then another time down here. I don't like how many times it was stop hunted. You know, but you certainly could have made profit from here to there and move your stop up. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a strategy where I can put it in and then move a stop up below it. So I don't know. We'll see. That's a decent one too. Again, it got stop hunted. But this is 12 o'clock in the morning. So like I said, I typically make my strategies so they're not working at 12 o'clock in the morning. Why is it coming up at 12 o'clock in the morning? It's not 12 o'clock in the morning. 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. All right, well, not bad. All right, so what was going on with that one area that was wild? Other than that, the other ones, I mean, based on what I was looking for, they technically qualify, and you know, I just gotta look for better stuff then, don't I? All right, so that guy there. That guy, oh yeah, that one was right at the end of the day. That one happens at 4:15. How come? Okay, I thought with using ESD, it only works for the daytime, so that that wouldn't show up. It should only be 9:30 to 4 o'clock that shows up. So anyway, I wouldn't be using those anyway. So let's go ahead and make that final piece of criteria that just says that the time has to be after 9:35 and before 15:50. Pretty much put that on everything. Everything. All right. I'm just gonna put that in the very beginning. We'll put it for red C because red candle starts the whole mission, and if we don't have the red candle, then none of the mission starts. So how do we get the red candle? We get the red candle here if the open is at, so we'll go at that here. Time is greater than 09:35 and time is less than 15:50, and open, and then that, and then we'll lose that. Good. All right, so we still should get everything else. Now we'll just go and put this into a strategy. Not popping up as many times as I'd like to see it pop up, though. Oh, this one too? No. Okay. I guess I'm surprised that this one didn't show up, but I think this one didn't show up because after this candle, we had another long candle that was also a long range bearish candle with a new lower low. Because I thought at one time we had this to show up. Not that I want it to show up, because it's not a great play with the risk down here of this much. Your entry up here or at some type of pullback, I mean, it's close to a 1-to-1. I'm looking for something a little bit better than that. But that one there, I thought that would show up, and it looks like that should be close enough to wanting to show up. Count flag is greater than or equal to 2, and it's a bear, and the range is greater than 7, and the ticks is, yeah, that's why it happened, because we started looking for the flag after here, and this one happened to drop below, and it has a long range, and it has a higher volume, and that's okay. I mean, again, we coded out for other issues, and we got rid of that one, so that's okay. All right, so we really don't have many times that this thing showed up. We can make an easy way to print that on this chart. When did the blue show up? When did the entry show up? So we got the signal bar. The signal bar is the green bar. The entry bar is the blue bar. When did the blue bar show up? We'll say print. Value plus equal to 1. Can we do that? I mean, value 1 of plus equal to 1. The value 1 should be 0. Yeah, it's not going to show up. So let's do value plus equal, value 1 plus equal to 1. And then we're going to print value 1. So you're really not able to do a lot of calculations inside the print area. You need to go ahead and do your calculations outside and then bring it in. All right, so when we open up the print log, it'll pretty much tell us how many times it printed. So we got 5 entries, and this is a chart window of how long? 45 days. Man, it's not a lot of entries for 45 days. Again, we're on the 5-minute time frame. I made a script yesterday, and it was a script for the non-crossing the. It was a script for the non-crossing the. It was a script for the market crossing the 9-period moving average, and we got about another 5 entries on the 5-minute time frame. This is what that one looked like. I think I still have it up over here. 5-minute time frame. Yep, I called it Al Brooks 1. And then if we go over to the strategy performance report, if you had done 5 contracts each time for that specific strategy over the course of 2 months, you could possibly made $4,000. So I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit more than that out of it. I like to see this curve a little better, and it took 13 trades over 2 months, 60 days. So let's see what we can get out of this one. but now the script that I made the other day, and I'm going to keep coming back to it. This is NQ for the 15-second time frame. I was running a strategy automation on this one on Friday. It did okay, but it turns out the script that I made for NQ here for the 5-second time frame doesn't work as good as the 15-second time frame. Here you can see over the course of the past 5 days, this particular script, trading 5 contracts at a time, would have made roughly about $16,000. But if we go to the ES, which I managed to find that it works better for the same script on a 1-minute time frame. 1-minute time frame over the course of 4 months would have made approximately $25,000, and NQ worked better on the 15-second time frame. Could have made approximately 5 contracts at a time over the course of the last 5 weeks. Could have made approximately $120,000 over 5 weeks. Yeah, so that's impressive. And looking at those is what got me back interested, back invigorated in making some strategies and trying to supplement those strategies. I was talking with one guy on one of the other forums for coding, and he said that he runs about 17 strategies. Did he say 17 or 70? He has a number of strategies going though, and I do like for my real estate, I've got a lot of tools, and there are tools for different reasons, and so different reasons, different seasons, different volatility, yada yada, right? So you may want to have different strategies for different measures of the market. I don't want to have a ton of strategies. I don't mind having a ton of strategies, but I'm gonna say I'm having a tough time trying to find really profitable strategies. But if it were super easy, then everybody would be like millionaires doing it. And so I do expect for it to be somewhat hard, but know that the time has to be put into it also. We know that. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of print value, but like I said, there's not that many. We had 5 come up over here. There's not that many that came up. I'd certainly like to see more come up on the 5-minute time frame, but we take what we get and we don't throw a fit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take that and we're going to move that over into a strategy. We don't need to plot this. We'll just turn this off for now and we'll turn this one off too. The plot, we can't plot that in the actual strategy, but I do want to have that turned back on. I tell you what, I'm gonna do it because I do want to leave this on and just leave it running on my regular ES chart on the 5-minute time frame. You know what? We're going to do something a little bit different to it though. We're going to do something a little bit different to it, because I want to leave it running on the chart, but I want it to look different than the other scripts. So let me come back to that in a second. Okay, so let us. I got so many things going on in my head. You see. If you could be inside my head. Oh man. All right, strategy. So this is the what do we want to call this? Reversal. Did I already start? I got so many strategies going on here now. Okay, this is the show me reversal 5-minute ES. Then I'll put the date. Happens to be my brother's birthday, my younger brother. Happens to be his birthday, so happy birthday, Aaron. All right, we're gonna take this and replace that with this, and then we'll go back and just kind of get a general idea what we want to do as far as the risk to reward or the stop. So that stop there will be approximately a length of gosh, and I hate futures for the fact of trying to put in a stop level. Okay, but that's going to be approximately 10.9, 10.49, and we're going to look for, well, we're not going to get that out of this one, so we'll just have to look for that, and then we'll optimize it. Like I said, I considered making a trailing stop for this, but we'll see. All right, that one's net change of 8.93. So we'll set the initial target for 7 points. And then set the stop loss for, well, this doesn't matter because we're going to put our own thing here. We're not even going to use this. Not even going to use this. Okay, like 9 points. Let's make, yeah, we're all going to use this, and that way we can optimize for it. So we'll do 7 and 7, and then we'll come down here, and when we say buy, we're going to buy this bar at the close. That's fine. If we have, if entry met. So we're going to need to turn this back off once we buy it. So we'll put the buy in here. Buy reversal. This bar at close. Entry met turns back to false. We are counter A. We're looking at the count. We're keeping track of the counter. So we can delete this. And then so if counter A is greater than or equal to 1, then counter A plus 1. So we're just adding, keeping track of that. If counter A is greater than or equal to 1, which means that we do have a position on. Once we have a position on, then we can look for a stop. So then we're going to say set stop. Yeah. Set. Yeah. So we do have to use this down here. Unfortunately. And the only reason why I say that is because features acts funny when it comes to setting profit target and setting stop loss. It goes by the dollar amount and not by the... Unless there's another way to do this. Because right now this is going by the dollar amount, the stop loss amount, instead of by the... instead of by the distance. Maybe you set stop position? No, that's for the whole position and not per share. Yeah, so it's for the amount of profit or loss desired. It's not for the what I'm saying is the position. Let's see, is there anything else? Set stop what? Nope. Okay. So we'll just say if we do have a position on, then we're going to put a stop at a certain level. So we're going to sell profit. Sell profit. Next bar at, we're going to do it at a stop, but we got to do the price. So the price is going to be average entry price plus this number up here that we're going to that we are going to optimize for. Stop loss and take profit. Plus take profit. That should work. Next bar at that. Stop. That should work. I think that'll work. And also, sale is going to be our stop loss. Next bar at average entry. Nope. Average entry price minus stop loss. Stop. Okay. And also, no, that's fine. But also, doesn't matter if we're in here or not, if the time is equal to 15:55, then sale end of day this bar at close. That way we get rid of all of our positions. And remember, like I told you, you can't plot within the strategy, so we got to get rid of that. Okay, counter. Gotta spell it right. My typing fingers are just so fast. They just getting ahead of me. Gotta clean it up. Man, typos with this one. All right, so it looks like we got something that we could potentially put on the chart. All right, let's add it to the chart. Come on, computer. All right, reversal. I think I did ES. ES reversal 5 minutes, 217. Add that thing to the chart. We're going to optimize it. And hopefully it's green. All right, so that one is turned off. We're going to turn this one on. Make sure that we get a chance to optimize here from 4 to 12, and then we'll do this one the same thing. 4 to 12. Okay. Optimize. Optimize prime. Not looking good. Not looking good. This is what it looks like. And this is optimized. Let's see what the settings put it for. Put it for 9 for added 9 to the stop loss and 12 to the take profit. Didn't we go as high as 12? So that means that we need to go higher on the take profit side to give it more space to flex. Yeah, you see here it took profit right here. It took profit right here. It didn't go up any higher than that because we didn't have enough space in our optimization. So 12 up to, I don't know, 100. We don't really have to move this one too much because this is stop loss side. Yeah. All right. See what we get. See what we get. Get a little bit. Still down 187. Yeah. All right. Take profit didn't come any higher. Okay, now let's again look to see what these settings are. Settings, it took it to 100. That's where we had it at, so that is still not enough. Let me go back and look at the code, make sure that we don't have something wrong here. And then what is the trade graph? Okay. See. Okay, so once we get into a position, we have the average entry price. We're going to sell the next bar at the average entry price plus. Is it only going one bar? Is it really selling at the next bar, or is it setting a stop? I think it's selling at that next bar, which, I mean, so that means it's only getting one bar of breathing room before it sells. So I thought that it would be similar to the like not a trailing stop, but it would put in a market order at whatever position we wanted it at, and then once it hit that, it would take it out. But I think what it's doing is it's just getting out at that very next bar, right? So this is our signal bar, or this is our signal bar, there's our entry bar. We got in at the end of that bar, so then we calculate this as being the second bar, and then we can get out on the third bar. Now, we shouldn't be getting out on the first, second, third bar. We should be going as far as we can, and that's when it comes into play of setting up I'm gonna have to do it this way. That's when it comes to play of setting up a stop loss and a take profit set stop loss and take set a stop loss and set a stop loss and set a take profit. But when you do that, you're not doing it according to from this number to this number. You're not doing it from 50-20 to 50-15, which is a difference of 5. You're saying the difference of 5 is equal to $250, right? That's 200 because that's 5 points at $50 a point. That's $250. So you have to do it according to that. So let's just go ahead and do it. Doing the math. Set stop loss. We'll say $250. We'll put in stop loss. We got to put $250 at the top, and then set profit target. Profit. What do I have up here? Profit target. Let's change this. All right, we said that the risk would be 250, so let's start this off at 500. We're going to start this off at 250. We're going to have to change it within the study anyway. So we come back over here. We already verified that. You see how it changed that, but at least now it will move up or down. We're going to go here, and now this number here needs to be 250. So 250. The increments on the ES, because it's $50 per point, would be half 50, 25, half of that, 12.5. That is 12.5 per tick, essentially. So we'll start at 12.5, and then we'll go up as far as 500. So, like I said, our intervals will need to be 250. We'll start this at say 100, which would be 2 points, and we'll go up as far as 1,000. And we'll go by intervals of intervals of 25 for this. And yes, okay. Optimize. All right, see if we can get better than negative $1,000. Nailed it. All right, so we got what? Hitting 100%? What? Wait a minute. What? So over the course of the past 2 months, this particular script would have made about about $14,000 off of 5 trades. Let's look at the trades and let's see what's going on here. 5 trades, $13,750. I mean, it's acting like there's no stop in. And if there's no stop in, all right, let's see what the risk to reward is. Because if it's got a stop that's like 100 points below and it's only taking 2 points with every profit target, that's a negative risk to reward, and that's not copacetic. All right. I guess that drawdown there was from the fees? I don't know. So it went with 500 and 550? So 500 for the stop loss, $500, 500 for the take profit. So it's a 1-to-1 risk to reward, but it's hitting 100% of the time. 500, but we're doing 5 contracts. So how many points is that? 5 contracts at $50 a point is $250. So that's 2 points. So it's making a 2-point move every time. So from here, you look at the right-hand side of the screen, 50.42 to here, that's more than 2 points. 50.42, 10 points, 10 points. 50, that's 500. Oh, this must be taking 1 contract. Like I said, all of my scripts, I'm setting them right now to do 5 contracts. It's doing 5 contracts. My math ain't mathing. $27.50 on 5 contracts. Oh, wait a minute. I guess I'm looking at the total. I'm looking at the total. Not per trade that it made, but I'm looking at the total that it made. So my math ain't that good to do $27.50. Let's see, $27.50 divided by 5. So that's $550 for 1 contract. I was looking at that somewhere. $550 for 1 contract. And if it's at $50 a point, that's 11 points. Okay, so that's about right. That's what we're seeing here. Starting off on the right-hand side of the screen, you see 50.43 over there, 50.43 all the way up to 50.53, 50.54, something like that. It's about 11 points. Okay, so 11 points makes sense. 2 points, a 2-point margin on that doesn't seem right. Okay, all right, so now we'll go back and look and we'll see everywhere that it went in at. But this is impressive to me. This is all right. This is a good little script for Saturday morning, you know? But again, over the course of the last, this is 2 months. Over the course of the last 2 months, it only captured this 5 times. But if it's 5 times and it's, hitting it 100%, I mean, that's darn good. All right, so hit it back there twice, hit it right here once, hit it right there once, and again, everything is in profit. Hit it right there once. Oh man, this is a good script. I like this. I like this. I like this. Okay, I like this. Pat myself on the back. Okay, all right, but we made it together. So I mean, literally, you know. You watch me do it. All you got to do is type up the same thing I typed up, right? I mean, now again, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So, you know, back testing and past results and future performance, you know, all that stuff. But that's an interesting script. Now, see, the problem with me is I'll see that script works, and then I'll get in here and I'll trade that same logic from a discretionary standpoint, and I'll lose every time. But so I have to put it in a script. But that's all right. That's all right. Okay. Let's run up drawdown. $27.50. Oh, because it's a 1-to-1 risk to reward. I guess it went down as far as 1937 before it came back up to hitting its target at 27.50. And then same here, it ran down as low as 21.25 before coming back up and hitting its target at 27.50. So I mean, when you look at that, this one here had a drawdown of 500 before it went up. I don't like the amount of drawdown. Oh, and then that's the efficiency. Very good. I like that. Okay. But I think when you're looking at a larger time frame, you're gonna have that draw. You're gonna have some drawdown, right? When you're looking at a smaller time frame, like I said, one of the scripts that I put together for like 15-second time frame, it on NQ. Let's see what the drawdown looks like there. It takes a lot of trades. Let's see where the winner is at. 200, 225, 225. Made 1250, lost 225. Drawdown was 325, took 375. Gotta get my rows right, because why does this seem like 700? Why is it drawing down that much? All right, so the dark colored row is the start. The dark colored row is the buy order. Okay, and then any of them that's red is a L. So it drew down $75, but it made $675. Drew down 75, made 1075. Drew down 50, made 675. Okay, and then here these are losers. It lost 325. I guess it ran up $175, but it lost 325, ran up 225, but then lost 425. Okay, but the winners are bigger than the losers. The winners of $1,000 and $600 and $600 are bigger than the losers of $400 and $300. And again, we're trading 5 contracts, right? And this is NQ, so wild volatility. So okay, makes sense. Again, I've done a lot with coding over the last year and a half or so. So my coding has gotten really strong. But the idea for the coding is to be able to transition it over to put it into strategies so that I can use it in some type of algorithmic trading, some type of automation. But if I never make the transition, then I don't want to say the coding is for nothing, but the coding is not. It's not serving its purpose. It's great to have a hammer that's all polished and that looks really good and clean and stuff, but if you never hit a nail with it, it's just a good looking hammer. It's just a good tool. So right now I'm trying to put the tool to use. I haven't done as much with the strategies and that kind of thing, but I've been doing a lot of that in the last week or two, couple days actually. So, but yeah, this is good. This is good. This is fun. This feels good. But so let me go back here, and then I need to save this one because I think this is a winner for ES 5-minute time frame. So that's one more thing I'm gonna do for the strategy. I believe I can say that I have to be using it on ES. I have to be using it on the 5-minute time frame. So first I'm gonna just go ahead and save this. And then I want to put it into the strategy that it's got to be used for ES and on the 5-minute time frame. If it doesn't, then it will not work. We don't want to be putting this on the wrong ticker and then getting the wrong results. Because again, the tool is only as good as the project, right? All right, save this data for me. Come on. Come on. Well, just as soon as it gets ready, I'm going to refresh that. I'm going to go back and we're going to try to save again. All right. Yeah, so I did finally get around to reading some of the book last night. You know, the Al Brooks book over there somewhere. I'm about halfway through it. And it gives me some ideas. And then every time when I go and I do some technical analysis work on just looking at what happened in the day and that kind of thing, I always get new ideas for making scripts. So, and that's what happened between last night and tonight. Now, if I don't go and look at any technical analysis or anything like that, I don't really tend to get any new ideas. So that technical analysis is key. I agree. We're going to close that out. We're going to try reopening it, and then we're going to try saving it again. And hopefully that works. If not, then we'll just move right on along. I'll come back and I'll do it later. Save. Spending too much time at the computer, man. You get that going on there. You got to be careful of that, guys. Don't spend too much time at the computer. I love having good posture and ergonomics and everything, but when you get at the computer for so long, you know, you just get the, and you stretch your arm out to the mouse. Yeah. So protect yourself, protect your health. It's your wealth, you know? All right, so this isn't doing it right now. Let's go over back to the strategy. And so we're gonna put in here, so as part of our criteria for entering into any part of the strategy, we know that we have to have the red C, the red candle, to flag up. So this is a part of that initial entry criteria for the red C. So we'll put it here that the symbol has to be at es.d, and the bar interval has to equal, I think, 5. I think that's the way you define the bar interval. Yes. Okay. And then verify. What is it not like at es.d? Well, I know for one, I think you have to put in parentheses because it's a string. And one of the things I learned about that is that you do have to do it as capital. All right, so watch. So we did that. It still shows up, right? And watch this. We're going to do just even one letter as lowercase. Now we verify it, and it disappears. It has to be capitalized. I just happened to run across that because through trial and error and through pulling my teeth out, pulling what little bit of hair I have out left, it just wouldn't work. And just by trial and error, I found out that this needs to be capitalized. So hopefully you don't have to go through the same thing I did. Just take notes, man. Go back through the video, take notes. All right, so you see how that worked there. Now if we go and we put at NQ for this script, it won't work. We won't get any entries. It won't work. Okay, but now these red and green bars, apparently it's still trying to populate the same setups that we had on ES. These are the same setups, and this setup isn't that great for NQ because this would have lost, right? This would have lost. This one here would have worked. This one would have worked. But like I said, we set this up for ES. It's a different beast than NQ. NQ has a lot more volatility, so you need to be prepared for that when you're making your codes. But that one worked. That one worked. Not as many on here. That one, I mean, there was a little bit of a pullback there, but that's not enough for what I'm looking for. That potentially could have worked. However, that is, yeah, that's during the daytime. Yeah, both of those could have worked. That one could have worked there. So maybe 2 of them didn't work and maybe 6 or 7 worked. So we got that going for us. All right, but again, it didn't pull up the strategy, right? So we can do the same thing. We can go here to the reversal ES to show me, and then we'll say that in order for red C to populate, we have to have the symbol is equal to at ES dot D and bar interval. Well, we know the bar interval, we know what it needs to be because that's the only thing that we have going for this thing. You see that back there? It disappeared, right? But now if we set it so that it could be equal to NQ, now it shows up, right? But this is not set up for NQ. This is set up for at ES.D. Okay, so at ES.D it is. And we didn't even do anything. We started off looking down here at the slope of the moving averages. All this down here, we made that indicator, and we actually didn't end up doing anything with that. We didn't need to. We came up with a pretty decent strategy without utilizing that. So yeah, but that's cool either way, that we can see how these cross, and it gives a potential for you know, a place of entry when they all kind of intertwine. Okay, well, I think that's it. Oh, one other thing that I want to do today, I said earlier that we're going to look at making arrows. So instead of having these dots right here, we're going to turn the strategy off. And instead of having these dots right here, I want these to be arrows. So I think I'm gonna have to look back through my notes, because I think that I need to make a label. I think I need to make it a label and then and then use the font of the use the font class. So let me look back through my notes real quick and see. Font creation. Well, you know what? I didn't put it in my notes. Bad Eric. Bad Eric. Bad Eric. Because it's not as simple as just saying, because you know, normally you can go in here and you can say, all right, we'll plot this, it'll plot as whatever you want to, and then you go back to the screen. I don't even think you can make it an arrow. I don't think that's an option. It has to be like hard coded. So you go to style, and then my computer's really running slow today. Reversal ES. 5 minutes. 5 minutes ES. No. Okay, so customize. And so you go to style. And then, yeah, so it doesn't even have an arrow. It's got the line, histogram, point, cross, bar, high, low, left, right tick. Okay, so we need to figure out how to make that an arrow. And then that'll be the last thing I do. I'll probably go walking. Looks nice outside. Whew, it's 44 degrees though. Maybe I won't go walking. Okay, so one thing that we need to do, we're on the reversal. We'll go to using EL system, dot drawing. I think we have to do this. Okay. All right, so now we can come down here and we're going to, we'll just put it in here somewhere. It's not clean, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to do arrow. We'll do text label, arrow, and then make that null. And then we'll do here begin. We'll say arrow equals text label dot create. Then we'll do text label dot create. I feel like it's supposed to be telling me something else here. Location. Text label dot create. Yeah, the location. We'll do it on the bar number. And then the text. Text label dot create. Did I put that? I did put that. Bar number point dot create. Bar number plus max bars back -1, so bar number, and then location, do as low, and then what is it going to say? I think what it's going to be is we have to go to, dang it, my notes should have said it. Because we have to use the font class. We have to create a certain font. Oh, here we go. It is in my notes, I think. Yeah, I'm just not taking good notes. Not in my notes. Not in my notes. Not in my notes. Not in my notes. All right, so we're just going to say A, right? And then we'll just do this to confirm that it works. And then we'll do drawing objects dot add, and then we are adding what? Arrow. Okay, and then we'll verify it, and then we should get that somewhere around. Oh, parentheses. We should get that somewhere around our entry. Yep. See how we got that A right there? All right, let's get this blue one out of here because we're going to replace this with the arrow. All right, plot one blue. Okay, so now we should just have the A popping up. Yep, just got the A popping up. But now what we're looking for is that A should turn into an arrow. But we have to change the font class, so it'd be arrow dot font is equal to, and I don't know what the font name is, and you have to pull the font name according to your computer. So font what's in your computer? The dang it. Let me try a search. Dot 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 dot. Okay, lots of fonts in here. When creating for statements with a loop, be sure to account for the addition of a counter. That has nothing to do with fonts. And where would I have saved that at? Let's go to fonts and control panel. It's one of these font types. You know what? Give me a second. I know I put this on the search, so I'm going to tap into that, and then I have this thing figured out like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Because your boy is good. All right, let me put you on here. So, arrows. Arrow font. Code for drawing arrows or ellipses. Okay, so here it is. Copy. All right, I'm just going to put this on a. No, we'll put it in here. I was going to put it on a notepad so you can see what's going on. Let's just put it on a new blank page on here. Okay, and then this is font create arrow. Why'd I do that as a strategy? Show me. Font create arrow. paste it, and that's what you have there. So yeah, you do have to use the EL system drawing objects, and then he just named it that. Constant is the up arrow. I don't know if I have to do it as constant or not, but yep, text label, that's what I got there. And then if text equals up arrow, then text label, you're going to create your label, and then you're going to do the color, and then you're going to do the font.create. You're going to use TradeStation arrow size. Okay, so that's the size. This is the font name. So pretty much we just need to use this. So that's pretty much all I was looking for, was arrow.font. So I have to do arrow.font, and then font.create, TradeStation. We'll do it as the same size, I don't know, 14. But the constant, yeah, it was equal to the letter A. Let's see. Do something with the constant here. Text label, this is going to be where it's located. This is going to be what the actual code, this is going to be what it actually is. Now, why did they do this as a method void arrow, and draw arrow, up arrow, draw arrow, up arrow goes is text. Up arrow is a constant. It's always going to be up arrow. It's not going to change, and it's going to be equal to the letter A. And so I've just been working with methods here over the last week or so, and so methods are very interesting. They can be a little bit complicated, but they're also kind of simple. But just wrapping my head around using them, since I've never used them all this time, can be a little bit daunting. So draw arrow is the method, up arrow is the input. So when we execute this method, it sends us up here to method void, draw arrow, and then the input is going to be here. This is a string of this text, and this string is up arrow. But now up arrow is the letter A. So the letter A goes into what TXT is. So now TXT, if TXT is equal to up arrow, then we're going to do all this. TXT is equal to up arrow. Okay, right, so that's just the input. The input happens to be what you're inputting into it down there lower in method. Okay. Dot. So putting in there is put, okay. All right, and then if the text is up arrow, then you're going to execute. So TXT equals up arrow. Up arrow is A. Okay. All right. Man, coding is like mathematics. I mean, it's literally logic, and that's all mathematics is. Mathematics is, so I think that's why I like it. I always like math and algorithms, logical thinking processes. And my family would tell you I'm always talking about being logical. So it's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So here for us, all we need to use is letter A, because A is A. We could make it a constant. We're going to play around with that here in just a second, but I'm going to hit verify, and shouldn't have any issues. Look at that. Look at that. It made our arrows, right? So, but you do have to go through all this. There's not a lot. It's 3 lines, and then it's adding your 3 lines up here, and then it's having your variable here. So it's not bad. It's not as easy as just saying draw an up arrow, but okay. So, and this is the thing, right? So if we did, I don't use constants. I use variables. Variables means that they vary, right? But if we want to do a constant, I guess we do constant. Okay, and then we'd say the constant, the constant arrow would be equal to a string, the letter A. Now, I imagine that a constant can be a string, a true-false boolean, a integer. It could be anything, but here it's a string. So with it being a string and it's a constant and it's always equal to A, we could just take this constant equal to A, which is called arrow, and then just put it right here. Because that constant, it's not the word arrow, it's not a number identifying arrow, it is the string, the letter A. And it will forevermore be the string of the letter A. It will not change. All right, so we should be able to hit F3 and that should work too. No. All right, what did we do wrong? Do we need to say that it's a string? Has already been defined? Really? Where? Oh, it's our text label. Okay, well, we'll say arrow draw. Maybe we'll make the other one draw arrow. We'll make this text label draw arrow. We'll leave that one this draw arrow. Draw arrow. Draw arrow. Draw arrow. Okay. All right. Now we verified and we should get our arrows back. Yes, we did. So now we can change the size of that, right? Whereas changing the size of like a plot, we have to go over here and we have to do default, and then we put the size of the plot. So when we get that circle back, and I don't know what the largest size is, but to get that circle back, now it should be huge. Yeah, now it's a huge circle, and we can change it to a smaller circle by changing that number to just 2. See, small little tiny dot. We'll leave it at the large one in case we want to use it again, and then we'll actually comment that out. So now to get rid of it. Okay, and now we come back here, and so now, because this is technically a font, this is technically a letter with the style, the font style of TradeStation, since this is technically a letter, we can go and we can make this font size 6, and then it should make it smaller. Yeah. All right, so 14, let's go 18, so we have a decent size arrow. Okay, good deal. All right, and then the only other thing I might want to do is, instead of having a blue one, I might want it to be like a different color. Draw arrow dot draw arrow dot font equals font color, and I want it to be like a light blue. Can I do black from here, or do I have to go and have to put in parentheses? Yeah, they're all a little bit different. I think I have to put in parentheses. Font.color. All right. Oh no, just color. Color.black. That's right. All right, so that should make a black one. Oh, that's right. So normally you do color.black or something like that. But I think with this, you have to do like EL system. Let's look at the other one, but I'm pretty sure you have to do EL system.color.black. But when you're doing other stuff, you don't have to do that. So that's why I said that's what makes it difficult to navigate this at times. Yeah, it's going to be EL system drawing or something like that. Let me just take a glance at it. Color dot. Well, that's what I did before. I tried font that. Okay, I tried font that color. Oh, this is what I did before, right? Color.black. Doesn't like that. Color dot. All right, let's see what it wants. Let's just go to this little help section. Or maybe I don't need. Maybe I can just change the color of the text label instead of changing the color of the font. Let's try that. Oh, now I need to do it. Is that what it had on the other one? I have to go back and see. Because that's how you normally do it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, because that's how you normally do it. Yeah, that's what they did. Text label that color. I think I was doing would have essentially been doing text label dot font dot color or something like that. So text label dot color. Very good. Very good. Okay, color dot black. Is there a light blue? No light blue. There's light gray. Color dot from ARGB. Color dot from color dot a from ARGB. I believe that's right. Then we'll go 0. 255 is full opacity, and then red, green, blue. It'd be 0 of red, 0 of green. 150 of blue? That seems like a light blue. So lighter, let's go lighter. Let's go 50. What? Color dot from ARGB is actually staying black. Or do we need to mix some red in there? Maybe some green. Or we'll just make this less opaque. Yeah. But I don't feel like that's the answer. Alexa, what is an RGB for light blue?
Use of light blue as a color term in English is in the year 1915. In Russian
216,
and some other
230,
languages,
173.
there is no single word for blue, but rather different words for light blue and dark blue.
I'm going to put this at 255. That's not light blue. 216, 230, and 133. That's not light blue at all. All right, well, we're going to need the help of Google. Alexa is, what is an RGB for light blue?
The use of light blue as a color term in English is in the year 1915. In Russian and some other languages, there is no single word for blue, but rather different words for light blue and dark blue.
Oh, green, 216, 173, 216, and I don't know. Because she had them in different orders. Instead of red, green, blue, she had it like green, blue, red. Cancel.
Here you go.
Cancel. AI can be great, but again, somebody's got to program it. And I know you have the AI learning and all that kind of stuff. I get it, but yeah, so sometimes. All right, so red, green, RGB is 173, 216, 230. 230. All right, finally, light blue. Okay, that is very light blue, but that's very light blue. I need something a little bit darker than that. That blends into the screen way too much. Let's go with like a Carolina blue. Y'all know I am from Carolina. North Carolina's in the building. North Carolina is in the building. All right, so we're going to go 123, 175, 212. And is that Carolina blue? I don't know. I'm not a Carolina blue UNC kind of a, person. I know everybody's like, yeah, you either Carolina or you Duke blue. You got to be one or the other. Well, I'm neither. You think I do a lot of following of sports when I'm on here 24/7 coding? No. Okay. I like this grid. This is pretty. I mean, I'm a blue fan. I like blue. So we're gonna go with this guy here. And that is Haley blue. And it is 48, 129, 153. No, 48, 129, 253. You say, Eric, why are you spending so much time with a color? Well, because I can. And one day it's going to make it much easier for me to navigate through the rest of my troubles in life. All right, so that's good. We're gonna leave that at it. That looks good. So we made our arrows. We made our script. We put the script into a strategy. We optimized it. We did everything. What more do you want? All right, so there's that. And so then when we get rid of the script off the screen, I've got to look at this computer. It's being way too slow. We take the script off the screen. So now I can leave this script on the screen, and then when I'm just kind of looking at the charts and coding or something like that, if that comes up, then I'm like, hey, what's that? And then I'll be able to see that we have a potential entry here. Okay, yeah, so when you click on it, it eventually shows up that this is a reversal signal. Man, that is slow. Wow. All right, I'm gonna give my computer a break. It's done well. It's done well. You've done well, baby. You've done well. I'm gonna give it a break. Doesn't want to do any more. I just want to see it do one last thing, though. Do this one last thing for me. I want to ask again. There it is. Okay, so I learned something new. So when I get over it and I want to see what it is, I get over it and then I click and hold. Oh. I click and hold on it and it'll show me what it is. A reversal 5-minute ESD. Okay. Because what I was trying to do was just click it, and I've got so much lag in the computer right now that I thought it was coming and then going away. Well, it was coming and going away because in order for it to stay, I guess you essentially have to click on it and hold your click down. Okay, so that's good. So I add this to the strategy, to what's going on with my strategies. I'll go ahead and delete this one at the bottom. Delete this guy. And then this is not a bad idea to keep this up, just to give you an idea that you got a potential entry coming up. You got the signal bar, and now you got a potential entry coming up. So it's not a bad idea to keep that on there. But I need to save the performance of this strategy and save the strategy so I don't mess it up. Sluggish. Hear everybody outside today blowing leaves and whatnot. Guess I need to get outside and do something. All right, well, come on, man, I'm winding down. We didn't really do anything with the momentum strategy today, and that's fine. We'll do it another time. Oh, I took the strategy off. That's why. All right. This reversal. Okay, there it is, back on. All right, and now we can click that. It was grayed out. That was why I was clicking it and wasn't doing anything. Now we want to save this. Okay, I can see I'm probably going to have to turn the computer off and then turn it back on, or maybe do something. Yeah, I'll do that here in a bit, but I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you for hanging out with me, and I hope you learned something. I hope you picked up some extra, just some extra little piece of counting with the coding, or just kind of figuring out the logic, or the dangum technical analysis pieces involved with coming up with yourself a good strategy. But as for me, this is all I'm going to do with this today. I'm going to read a little bit here so I don't read so late tonight, and then I'm going to get out and take a little walk. And you guys should do something for your health today. Okay? All right. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.